What's up, guys? Ian here, coach of your Surrey Stingers, bringing you guys our Week 10 match in the PTL Division 2 Season 2. If you guys don't know or haven't seen the team builder, we took an FF win over Arky in the San Antonio Victory Bells last week. So this is Week 10. I'm actually playing this ahead of Week 10 because Week 10 is during Easter, and it's a really hectic week for me family-wise and personal-wise. There's just a lot going on in my life, so I'm trying to get as many battles done before that week as I can, and then, yeah, we're good to go. So we're playing this. Brandon is really cool dude. Really glad that he agreed to play me early. We both had about the same amount of time to prep, so I'm not, like, super worried about any imbalance in prep time or anything like that. But, yeah, so let's run through Brandon's team. Maybe what I was expecting and not expecting. I see at the Aegislash, Tapu Fini, Thundurus-T, Tangrowth, Alolan Muck, Donphan, Druddigon, Lycanroc, Midday Z, Pyroar Z, Mega Medicham, and Spinda. I wasn't expecting to see the Tangrowth, Lycanroc, Pyroar, or Spinda. He brought the Tangrowth, so, be that as it may, it shouldn't matter all that much. Tangrowth's definitely a good sponge for some of the mons that I have on my team. I don't think it's necessarily the best option he could have gone with. I was fully expecting the Tapu Fini to show up here, just as maybe a better answer to the Garchomp in particular, but Tangrowth can definitely do that just fine. So, yeah, and I am bringing double ground, so obviously it makes sense for him to bring the Tangrowth. Tangrowth's got sort of a medium mid-ground matchup against the team that I brought. Muck, I was also on the fence about. I wasn't really sure if he wanted to go with Muck or Donphan. I thought Pyroar might be really scary if it ended up showing up. Mega Medicham, I have literally 0 switch-ins to, so I'm just going to have to sack something to it every single time. Thundy, not sure what to expect out of that. I would be very scared of a Dual Dance set. Aegislash, again, also not sure what to expect out of that. I don't necessarily want to play into an Autotomized Weakness policy, but if I have to, then I have to, right? So, yeah, that's what's going on there. If you haven't seen the team builder, I'll really quickly run down the team. Physically defensive Blastoise, Spike 3-attack, E-Belt, Roserade, 4-attack, Lopunny, Specs Chandelure, Ground Z, Garchomp, and I'm Scarf Golurk. So, getting right into things here, his removal options are really bad, and he didn't bring Fini, which makes them even worse, because I don't think that Thundurus is going to carry Defog all that often. So my game plan was to Hazard Stack him, because I can punish his switches a lot with into his defensive mons and wear them down really easily. And it's just that little bit of extra chip that I need to secure some KOs. For example, there's a roll. I think the Medicham is going to be no bulk to try and speed tie Jirachi. And there's a roll from my Golurk Shadow Punch. There's a single roll where he lives from full without a spike. So a spike secures a kill. So I'm just going to leave with Roserade. It's a pretty easy spike for me. Druddigon comes in. He could definitely choose to kill me here. I'd also be okay with that as long as I get up a spike, because again, I don't think his removal is very good. And it wears down mons like Tangrowth from switching in with Regenerator and whatnot too. So I'm just going to get up a spike as he's going to trade a spike for rocks, which I'm okay with. And then I'm going to go for damage as he's going to go for damage. I just want to weaken this Druddigon. Maybe get a poison from Sludge Bomb as we see the Fire Punch. So pretty standard defensive-ish Druddigon. It's definitely his Lopunny check. So weakening this for the Lopunny later, I am definitely okay with. And at this stage, I have a removal option in my Blastoise, which is a really safe switch-in to this Druddigon here. So I have really no reason not to just go into my Blastoise and be able to deal with this Druddigon, and then actually just be able to spin away the rocks, and maybe I can get up another layer of spikes later, or get up rocks with Garchomp later. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to go hard into my Blastoise, and he is going to double into the Alolan Muck, which was also a fairly decent play. I did have Technician HP Ground for this, but I can just freely Rapid Spin these away as he gets the knockoff off, and he's going to get the Poison from Poison Touch. I'm not sure what to expect there, but we see Poison Touch over Gluttony, which is great. I have Roar on the Blastoise just in case he was going to be a curse set. I could get him out of there. But, it's not the end of the world, really. It's nice to see that he's most likely an AV set, probably for the Chandelure, which otherwise just absolutely obliterates his team right here. Pyroar would have been a very safe option for him to bring as a bring for the Chandelure, but he didn't end up going with that. He went with the Muck instead. So I'd expect it to have Pursuit on there. So I'm just going to Scald him, and I believe I get the Burn right away. I do get the Burn right away, which is going to matter a little bit in this exchange, because he's going to get a lot less damage off, but he's got the Poison racking up on me. I don't have lefties, so I'm just going to try and damage him as much as I can. Weaken this, that Chandelure is definitely free to deal with it later, or that it's in range of a spike. And he shows the Ice Punch, predicting me to go into Garchomp, so we get good knowledge about his set, and then Blastoise is going to drop there. So Blastoise first kill, but it's not the end of the world. This Muck can't switch in, and actually at this range, he can't even take a Specs Shadow Ball. Even if he's Assault Vest, he can't take a Specs Shadow Ball at this range, so I'm very free to go into Chandelure if I want. The only thing I'm a little bit iffy on is if he's got Shadow Sneak or Pursuit as the last move. I'd rather it not be Shadow Sneak, because at the range that I'm at full health, at the range that I'm at, I can take a Shadow Sneak from the Aegislash, and then I'll blow it back with the Shadow Ball afterwards. So I'd rather keep my Chandelure as healthy as possible at this stage in the game. And so instead, what I'm going to choose to do is go into my Lopunny and just get a free kill. If I force in the Druddigon to get some chip damage, then that's fine. You know, the Spike puts it in range of a return, so I was perfectly happy just going for a return here and claiming a kill with Lopunny. And we do see the Ruskin and the Rocky Helmet. So like I said before in the team builder, I thought the Dragon was going to be his Lopunny check, and it turned out to be the Lopunny check. He actually doesn't have a single Lopunny check on the team anymore, but he's going to bring in the Thundurus, and the way he brings it in makes me believe it's Scarf. Now, I'm not entirely sure on how well-versed Brandon is in these sort of matchups or in playing in general, but bringing a Thundurus in like that screams that it's Scarf, and so I'm going to take a different route, and I'm going to assume that he's Double Dance Z. And the reason for that is because that thing absolutely destroys my team with Dual Dance. I can't safely go into Garchomp just in case he predicts that and goes for HP Ice, or sets him an Agility or a Nasty Plot. Nasty Plot would actually be better case, because then I could kill it with like a Dragon Claw or something like that. I would threaten it out, obviously. But if he is Agility, then that's really bad for me. If he's like Agility Life Orb, then I'm just screwed. So my play is definitely to just attack this thing, because I think that I'm out of range of a Scarf Thunderbolt if he is Scarf, and if he's Specs, I'll get a shitload of damage off on him, and he'll kill me, but that'll be fine, because then I can go into my Garchomp. But one thing I always forget when I'm playing the Therian form, well, any Genie, is that they get Psychic. I always forget this, man. The Landorus Incarnate from Trog had Psychic in week 1. I played in ABL, and Dom had Psychic on his Torn Eye, of all things, against my Nidoking. So, like, there's a ton of reasons for him to have Psychic, but he's going to have the Psychic here, and he's just going to kill me. And so I was really disappointed in myself for not reading that play. You know, I'm not sure what I would have switched in there. Psychic was doing a crap load of damage to a lot of stuff, but Lopunny's still got so much usefulness in this game that it's just, I'm really sad that I did that. You know, it's definitely a solid way to break the Tangrowth. Solid fake out Mon to at least get a little bit of chip on this Thundy. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to go on my Chandelure. Psychic's not doing anything to this Chandelure now that I bring it in for free, safely, essentially. And Specs Shadow Ball basically claims one. I think his best play is to sack the Muck here, which is indeed what he's going to do. So he's not going to be able to scout it and see what sort of set I am, because anything would have killed, any variant of Chandelure would have killed that, but he's going to bring in the Thundurus. Now, I know he's Scarfed 100% because he outspeed my Lopunny. Best move he can hit me with here is a Dark Pulse. It won't kill me. He might flinch me. That would be really shitty. If he did flinch me, that would actually really, really fucking suck. I'd probably have to sack the Chandelure at that point, and Chandelure goes ham against the rest of his team. I'm just going to continue to stay and lock myself in Shadow Ball. I'm not going to stay in against Aegislash ever, so, you know, Spec Shadow Ball is going to kill him here. And so he's going to Dark Pulse. He's not going to get the flinch, and I am going to be able to just take out his Scarfer, which is pretty big. It means that my Scarf Golurk is outspeeding his entire team, and that my Garchomp's in a good spot. I wanted to save the Chandelure because it's basically my way to beat the Tangrowth at this stage. With dual ground types, I kind of need Chandelure to be able to clean that up. And so I expected this sneak, and Roserade was a free sack at this point. It's not really doing anything. I don't think that Roserade's going to beat Tangrowth more than Chandelure is, and I don't need more than the one Spike at this point. It's just going to secure the kill on the Medicham. That's all I need. Rocks isn't necessarily helpful against anything either. So, yeah, that's what's going on with that. I figure now's a good as a time as any to bring Garchomp here and just click Raw Earthquake. Sort of scout out, see what the Tango set's going to be. You know, he's definitely like max HP, probably an Assault Vest set. Poison Jab comes off, does about what I'd expect it to do damage-wise. I get the Poison, which is huge. That's huge, but you know, he got the Poison Touch on me with the Muck, so it kind of makes up for that. Although I did get the Scald Burn right away, so there's been some hacks back and forth for sure. I'm in a range where I can just click Dragon Claw and kill this, so it's definitely my safest bet when he's got an Aegislash coming in. I also probably could have clicked Earthquake and killed this, but now I'm in range of an HP Ice after he's Earthquaked me. I believe he was predicting... I'm not sure what he was predicting there, actually. He definitely could have clicked HP Ice. He might have been predicting Chandelure coming in on the HP Ice, but I could have clicked Earthquake and just caught the Aegislash coming in here, but instead what I'm going to do is click Dragon Claw because it's a safe play against this, and it'll still hit the Aegislash anyways. So the Aegislash comes in, eats the Dragon Claw. It's supposed to be max HP, so he's probably like max HP, max attack. Aegislash, not really a setup variant. You know, he still could be autonomized. It might outspeed my entire team. I'm not entirely sure about that one. Yeah, so... Here I'm going to misplay. I'm actually going to make a really bad misplay. I could have just blown this thing away. I'm not sure what item it is, but I'm just going to click Raw Earthquake, and it turns out to be a mistake as he is Shook-a-Berry and eats that. I was Z, and Z would have killed him, but he gets the Sword Stance off. I would have been a much healthier Garchomp, could have gotten a hit off against the Medicham, or lived another hit against the Tangrowth and got some Poison Jabs off. Z was definitely my best play there, and I just clicked Raw Earthquake for no reason, and he lives, gets +2 attack, and he's not going to kill me with a Shadow Sneak, but I'm in range of a crit Shadow Sneak now, and it's damage that I don't want to take with Garchomp. So, kind of a misplay that maybe puts me in a little bit of a worse position this game, as I am going to be able to take out the Aegislash at least. Tangrowth comes in healthily. You know, I could have got 2 Poison Jabs off there with a lot of health and been able to deal with this Tangrowth, or at least force him to switch out again, and then his Medicham take damage, and I should be able to kill the Medicham at a certain rate. Yeah, if I'd had a lot more health, that would have been a much better position for me. I would have been able to pull more differential out of this game, but yeah. Either way, I'm just going to try and weaken this Tangrowth more. I can't deal with this if it's too healthy, because my Ice Punch from Golurk's not doing enough. So I'm just going to kill him, and he's going to claim his kill on me, which is fine. He's in range of Shadow Ball from Chandelure, and Shadow Ball is going to kill the Medicham. So it's up to him if he wants to save the Tangrowth or the Medicham. I think it's in his best interest to just sack the Tangrowth here, and then go into Medicham to kill me. So I'm just going to make the safe play with Shadow Ball. I don't have to risk missing Fire Blast. We're just going to claim our kill on the Tangrowth. Chandelure up to 3 kills this game, and now Medicham's in range of Golurk. So there's no way I lose this game. I'm fine with just sacking my Chandelure off and then going into my Scarf Golurk and killing him with Shadow Punch. 100% was kill every single time. And so, yeah, we are able to pick up the 1-0 win over Brandon and Portsmeowth. This puts us in a really solid spot now. We are 8-2 plus 15 heading into the last 2 weeks of the season. Let me just look at the standings really quickly. I'm not sure when the last time they were updated was. I believe they've got the Week 7 updates, or partially the Week 7 updates, because my FF winning against Arky isn't on here. I believe David's still the only person in front of me as we head into the last 2 weeks here. Yeah, so I'm not sure what's going on there. It's got Moki's Week 9 game, but it doesn't have my Week 9 game on there for whatever reason. It's got a bunch of Week 9 games on here, but it's not fully updated. So, yeah, basically what I'm thinking is that I'm pretty much secured in playoffs. I'm not entirely sure on what the standings are looking like that in regards to that, but I'll have to check back later. Hopefully before our Week 11 match, I'll be able to give you guys a better rundown in that team builder of sort of where I stand for playoffs, but as it is right now, we're 8-2 plus 15. We're in a really solid spot to make playoffs. I want to say that there aren't 5 other teams that can be better than me, but it still really comes down to, I'm fairly certain if I win at least one of my last 2 games, that at the very least I will clinch a playoff spot if I do that. But I might already be clinched based on this win, so I'll have to find out on that. Worst I can do is 8-4. Worst I can do is actually 8-4 plus 3, which I'd also be relatively okay with. We've had a really successful season so far. You know, we finished out really strong last season of PTL and unfortunately just missed playoffs. So I want to finish out just as strong as I did last season and maybe pick up some wins here against Ellie in quotation marks, which is just an admin subbing in for Ellie, and then Moki in the final week. It'd be really clean if I can get a win off of Moki, but I'm not sure because Moki's sitting in a playoff spot right now, and so I don't necessarily know if I want to try my absolute hardest against Moki in week 12 when he could be a very easy playoff opponent for me to take on. So, sorry, it could be a very likely playoff opponent for me to take on. I should have phrased that a little bit better there. So, anyways, that's gonna be for me. Again, we play Ellie or her sub next week in week 11, and so I will catch you guys for the team builder for that.